This is the 461 screw tester experiment demonstration. In order to begin this experiment, the first thing you do is place your bolt through the bottom and insert it up through and then place the bearing flange down on top of the bolt, and then place your nut on top of the screw. At this point, you would take your ratchet and place it on top of the nut, and since we are starting with the tightening portion of the experiment, the lever on the ratchet should be flipped to the right. At this point, we loosely tighten. At this point, after we have lightly tightened the nut, we zero dial gauges 3 and 8. At this point, we take our wrench yet again and tighten dial gauge 3 so that dial gauge 3 reads to 0.1 millimeters.
So now the goal of the experiment is to measure values. When static friction between the nut and support is overcome by the moment force of the ratchet, the bolt starts to tighten or loosen, and the dial 3 gauge starts to move. At this point, measure the ratchet deflection.
This is the loosening portion of the experiment. We've moved the ratchet to the opposite end of the spindle. The ratchet lever has been moved to the left. We still read 40 on the deflection gauge here. So we just begin loosening until we see a deflection on this deflection gauge, at which time we read the deflection here on the opposite of the gauge and record it.